This is not weather for fat blokes with long hair. So I made my name, if you like, writing true crime books. A lot of books I did, I really regret doing. I released 22. As many as 6 of them. 6 or 7 I shouldn't have done. Shouldn't have went near. But you live and you learn. Yeah, don't get me wrong. You know, Duffy was fascinating. Sykes was really interesting. But there was certainly a few I should never have even. They should never be had my phone number. But I haven't made a song and dance about it. I've just quietly ran them out of print. Yeah, but you know, I do get the interest in these characters. You know, I did the Alan Thompson book, and I thought would have. I mean, it did really well, but it hasn't went to the heights that your Duffy one has gone, your Sykes ones, and that's because people are always interested in them tough guys. So I've got my very, very last true crime book coming out this year, Michael Showers. Do you know something? A lot of it is all codswallop. You know, you kind of. I've met so many people. There's a lot of people I've met and never done the books, but you know, you kind of. Them books romanticize a lot of things. You know, women, children, untouchable. That is complete crap. You know, a lot of these parasites, they will take nothing and making threats to your child and your wife and all them kinds of things. It's a bit like if you went to the Saudi Arabia or the desert in Egypt and you brought a honey badger home, train it to be a dog. It's never gonna. These creatures are feral. That you just can't train them, and that's what it's like if you've been a thief. You've been a parasite your whole life. You've manipulated, and you've been deceitful. You've robbed. You've stealed, and then all of a sudden you're this Mr. Good Guy. So there's a story on the internet which really reminds me of a lot of the characters, because they just can't. You just can't wake up one morning when they're getting old and change the way they live. And non-so for me is the scorpion and the frog. So the scorpion and the frog is it's a fable. It's like a children's tale which teaches that vicious people cannot resist hurting each other, even when it's in their own interests. These people will just, you know, that tale. I'm sure it's like from the 20th century, and it's Russian, and it's something like a scorpion wants to cross the river and it cannot swim, so it sees a frog and it asks him going along. So the frog hesitates, and you know, he's quite reluctant really, because he's quite aware that the scorpion might sting it. But the scorpion promises not to, pointing out that, you know, why would I sting you when really both of us will die? So the frog, you know, kind of accepts reluctantly. And they get to the middle of the river. And, yeah, kind of the frog is very reluctant, hesitant, listens to the argument, and, you know, he agrees and basically transports him. And midway across the river, the scorpion stings the frog anyway, dooming them both. And the dying frog, asks why the scorpion did it, despite the inevitable outcome. And, the scorpion says, I'm sorry, but I can't help it because it's in my nature. And that's what a lot of the characters do. I thought I was impervious. I would have been, you can only be a grass if you're a professional criminal. Women and children and Joe Blogs, Joe Citizen, they're entitled to ring the police. You can only be a grass if you are from that world. But yeah, it is a lot of crap, all that kind of nonsense. We only hurt our own and all that, and it's I've met so many people in these last couple of years. So many people I've never even made it public, and they all give off that big speech. And I'm very reluctant to work with anyone else now, because as with the story, the children's fable, they just can't help it. It's just in their nature. You see a lot of these YouTube people and pretend they're all wolves in sheep's clothing. They're just out for what they can get. And it's a fairy tale that none of these people, you can't do what they've did for their whole lives, rob innocent people and all this. And there's a certain someone out there who robbed innocent people of fags and everything, and took money off them, vast amounts of money. And these people are just out and out, like the scorpion. They're just bad to the core. But that is the story of the scorpion and the frog, the animal fable from the 20th century.